Hello, wonderful people. How are you guys doing once again? Good to be your midst as usual. Omo, this story we are hearing is really. I don't know when we'll stop hearing this kind of stories, or is it one you want to call it? Well, I'll bring it to you guys. So what we are hearing at this time from the Ooni of Ife's palace is that it is being rumored, okay? It's been rumored that the Araba, I'm sure you guys have heard this name before, the Araba, an Ifa priest, has raised fresh alarm as he addresses Ooni of Ife and the Gese elders, declaring that if nothing is done, the Ooni of Ife would marry up to 14 wives in the space of 5 years and with about 9 children. And yet, almost all of them might leave one after the other. Wow. This one is tough. Oh. I hope the Gise elders are listening to the Araba at this time because before now we've had plethora, of predictions, of warnings, especially the ones from people like the great, the much dreaded Yamifa, and the forest custodian, they have made predictions, they have made several warnings, and it's like nobody ever takes them serious. But I'm sure this coming from the Araba himself, who is not known for just being flippant or just being known for talking anyhow. Who knows? Perhaps they will take this as something they need to pay keen attention to. Okay, for those of you who did not hear what I said, let me repeat it. What we are hearing now, or what is being rumored now coming out of the palace, is that the great Araba himself, that is the Ifa priest, has raised fresh alarm. In fact, for me, I think this is more than an alarm, and those who should hear or listen should listen very good. So they are saying the priest has raised fresh alarm, you know, uh, in a meeting with Oni of Ife and the Gesi elder, declaring that if nothing is done, the Oni could marry up to 14 wives in the space of 5 years with children up to like nine, and yet the wives will might leave one after the other. So the Araba was said to have further warned that the Gesi elders or ruling house could lose the throne if they don't help him now. Wow, wow, this is big. It is instructive to know that the Araba has been consulted so many times in the past, and most of the consultations are usually fiery and very dispassionate, paying no particular interest in being pro Naomi, in being pro Ooni of Ife. He says things exactly as they are. So what they are trying to say here is that in the past, this man, has been consulted because of the quality of his consultations, because he's known to be, he's a no nonsense person. He says it the way it is. He's not known to play to the gallery or to pander uh, to the whims and caprices, of the throne. He's not that those sort of Ifa priest. Okay, so people are saying that who knows, perhaps this might be taken serious, especially coming from a, a person of the caliber of the Araba himself. And I really hope someone, not just the Gise family, are listening. So it is said that the Araba specifically called upon the Gise ruling house to wake up or face an unforgettable consequence. I'm sure what this unforgettable consequence means is that if nothing is done, they might be allowing their enemies to smile. Wow. And we further gather that all through the conversation that they had, he started speaking in parables, started saying many things in parables. But people were able to summarize those parables. And the talk was centered on people interpreting the enemy being referred to. in that conversation to be their, their another ruling house that has been a thorn in their flesh, especially all through the time that a new Ooni of Ife was about to be announced. All the processes leading to the eventual announcement of this present Ooni, there was a particular ruling house that gave them the toughest of time. It was a battle it was narrowed down to a battle between the Gese family and this very ruling house. We have done a report about this ruling house on several occasions, and we have also done a report where a lot of people have insinuated that some of these wives, I don't want to call names here, but I'm sure you guys are even more familiar with these connections. People have alleged in the past that some of these wives are actually planted by that very ruling house to foment enough trouble, enough to truncate the rulership of this Oni. We've reported on this, and I think the Gise family, on several occasions, they have taken actions to counter this sort of narrative. Okay, not just counter the narrative, but actually taking hold of some of the decision-making processes. To in trying to support or help the Union of Ife. Okay, so this is what uh, the Araba was said to have be referring to when he started speaking in parables. These spiritual people, when they speak in parables, it only requires someone of almost equal spiritual understanding to be able to decipher some of these things. So we are told that they broke it down and they said that family, that ruling house that is referring to as the enemy is the same one you guys have always known. I'm not going to call names at this time. Okay? I'm not going to call names. So he further warned that there's jubilation and merriment right now. You guys are aware that for quite some time now there has been merriment upon merriment. Just when you finish one, there's another celebration. It has been celebration, which is a good thing anyway. Don't get me wrong, okay? But it is being revealed now by the Araba that after this continuous jubilation, merriment, comes a time for agony. But he's also known to have said that this agony that is coming can be avoided, can be checkmated. But who is going to do this? It is the Gese family that will do this. So they said, he went on to say they should see what he's saying right now. They should take it as a clarion call for action. Yes, a clarion call for action. Okay? He went on to say Queen Naomi will be finally vindicated when all the wives have left one by one. And that is if the Gese family refuses to act swiftly. This was the warning that he dropped both to the Union of Ife and the Gese family. And we are told that by the end of this conversation, the whole palace was almost trembling, because the conversation sent a lot of shockwaves in the spines of everyone in that meeting. But how will they act, on this revelation? I hope they act fast. I hope they do the needful. Okay? I hope they do the needful. I hope they don't treat this thing with this sort of levity they've always treated all other warnings in the past. I'm hoping they will do the needful this time, because as far as I'm concerned, Queen Naomi has already been vindicated by the avalanche of the somersault going on, all over the palace. I believe the Queen has been vindicated already. So this is what we heard at this time, and I felt I have to bring this to your doorsteps. So what do you think about this? Kindly leave your comment in the comment section, please. Thank you. Bye bye.